Hello everybody, I'm Chris Segrell, Principal of Christ the King, and I'm here with
Amy
Becker, who is the Assistant Principal, and we're here just doing our next video. Summer's going by very fast. We've been very busy, a lot's been happening, and as we have told you before, that things do evolve, and in fact they have been evolving. So we want to kind of catch you up on a few things, and there will be a summary email that goes out along with this video that has all of this in writing so you can kind of look at it, absorb it, and see it all. But we do have some updates to cover with you. And the big thing that we want to do here at Christ the King is we want to keep everybody safe. That is really our primary responsibility here, is to keep all of our students, our staff, all of our visitors, just to keep everybody safe here in the school. And this is a very challenging time to do that. And so because of that, we listen to the experts. We reach out to experts in the infectious disease field because they know better than us what we should do. And other schools are doing the same thing. And we are talking with other schools. We are very in line with what other schools are doing. So the big change that we have going forward is that we are going to be wearing masks, face coverings during the school day. We really tried to see if we could social distance enough to not do that, but the recommendations we're getting now from the health department and from our own infectious disease folks that we've been consulting with are that they all strongly recommend the face coverings at all times when we're in school. And because of this, we're going to follow that here at Christ the King. And I know it's difficult to wear a mask for any of us. I mean, it's going to apply to the students, the staff, the visitors, but we're going to work in a lot of breaks as well. Frequent breaks, get our kids outside, take a mask break. We know that's important, and that is going to be something that our teachers and all of us are going to do as well. So that is the big change with that. We still are going to be following our balance of risk model, where we are going to balance the ventilation in the classroom, so we have enhanced ventilation. We are going to distance as much as we can, as much as practical. But we're going to do that in a way that we can still provide quality teaching. All the teachers can use the methods and the strategies that work in the classroom. It'll allow us to do some small groups, teachers to do individual activities with the students. It'll allow us to get as close as possible to the normal as we can. So that's one of the updates. Another update is that relates to quarantining of students or staff who are exposed to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19. In the last procedures that we sent out, and that was on July 8th, it really depended if the person you were exposed to was a household member or not a household member. And it made a difference what happened if it was household or not. Now the updates that we're getting from the medical folks is it does not make a difference. So if somebody is exposed to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19, there will be a 14-day quarantine period. That's just period what it is. So things are tightening up a bit on this, and it's all in the name of safety to our kids. With those two big updates, there are some other things that we'd like to share with you. Some of them are actually positive. I'm going to ask Mrs. Becker to share some of those with you. So Mrs. Becker, go ahead.
So I'm usually the ones that the kid doesn't want to come down to see in the office, but today I get to deliver some good news. I think kind of a positive for our kids and families. Because we won't be able to use PE lockers or cubbies in the classrooms or hallway lockers due to keeping, our distance and keeping things clean, we are going to allow students to wear their tennis shoes or PE shoes as their uniform shoes through this school year. So you don't have to worry about, having all black or watching the soles for how they mark on the gym floor. Kiddos can wear the tennis shoes or athletic shoes of their choice for school with their uniform. It is just for this year, so kiddos don't get too excited. But I think that should be kind of a nice benefit for our kids, and it certainly will allow them to have an active PE period without worrying about changing shoes and where we're going to put those change of shoes. So that I think is fun for our families and our kids. A lot of families at Christ the King take advantage of our before and after care programs, and that's been on your minds recently. We've been made aware of your concerns through email, and we want you to know absolutely those two programs will continue through the school year, both before care and after care, and really it will look very much like it did last year. Being held in the cafeteria for before care, that's a small group, so we'll be able to socially distance them with no problems. After school, we have sometimes 30 to 40 kids, so we will be grouping into smaller sections, grade level cohorts, really to minimize the cross interactions within our student body. But you'll be able to pick them up downstairs at the cafeteria. And we'll be there until 5:30 Monday through Friday. So those of you that rely on those services, they exist, and we're going to take care of our kids and our families with those two services. Finally, we're getting so close to having kids in the building. It's about a month from today. We're really looking forward to it, but it is going to look different. And one of those things, just one to talk about, is that we can't go to the lunchroom and have 100 children in the lunchroom. So we're going to be, and we're not the only school, but schools in general, we're keeping our cohorts small. So we're going to be eating lunch in our classrooms. And that means that instead of 2 people watching a lunchroom, we now have children in 6 classrooms. So we need to have some help in our school for a lot of reasons so that we can come back together and provide the Christ the King education that our families and parents value so much. So there's going to be a link coming out in the school registration email, which Mr. Segrell will talk about in a minute, for a Sign Up Genius. And that's going to have you take a look at some opportunities. Maybe you have early morning drop-off time available. We need some folks to help us hand out masks to kids as they get out of cars. It's a short commitment, but it's a really important one. Maybe you've worked in our cafeteria helping to load trays behind the counter for years. We still need those people. But now we also need folks to come upstairs and be in the classrooms and have lunch with our kids, individually in grade cohorts. So it's going to take a lot of folks. We're really hoping that when you get that email and you see that link, you go and you select some times that will work for you for the 2021 school year, so that we can keep doing what we do here by relying on support from our great community. So please take a look and be aware for that piece of information in the final registration email. I think that is all I have.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Becker. And just want to add to that we've made the volunteer slots as short as we possibly could. I know helping out in the cafeteria kitchen and the line, that's kind of a more major commitment, and those of you who have done that before have definitely seen that. But if you're supervising as a volunteer in a classroom for lunch or for recess, it's a fairly short duration. So you can kind of come in, do that, and then get back to what you were doing without hopefully too much impact in your day. And we're just asking if Wednesday works, then sign up for Wednesday. You don't have to commit to the whole week or all kinds of time. Just help us how you can. All of us working together and filling these slots will make a huge, huge difference. So we want to thank you in advance. So absolutely. I just want to add that piece in there. So just so you know, you're not signing up for a 4-hour commitment. That's just a major thing. So I just want to cover a couple other things. What we've talked about in the last video, which was the 8th of July, And what we've updated you with today, these are the most current procedures as of today. I wish I could say that nothing ever is going to change. Like Mrs. Becker said, that we're about a month away for students walking in the building. We're very excited about that. We can't wait for that to happen. Our teachers are looking forward to that as well. But that still leaves room for things to change. You know, if you watch the news every day, it's kind of depressing to watch sometimes, but there are things changing in different parts of the country, and right now things are not too bad in Nebraska, and we're very blessed about that. We're very hopeful, and we pray that things stay that way. But if things were to change, there could be some adjustments that we still have to make. We don't think that's going to happen, but we just want you to be prepared. We are prepared for it as well, just in case it happens. Right now, we are still planning on 100% building capacity opening Monday through Friday. All students here in the building, that's what we're planning on. That's what we're gearing up for. That's what we think will happen. So, but just know, change is inevitable depending on what happens. Also, we've had a lot of fun making these videos. We always try to find a different place or different situation. It was a lot of fun going to different houses and doing that, and it's kind of hard for us to do that right now. We just thought we could just keep doing it in the school. But we do have future videos that are going to happen. The next video that we're going to do is going to be on August 5th, which is in a couple weeks, I believe. Just to kind of keep you updated on how things are going or where we are at that time. We don't expect a lot of changes. We don't really expect changes at all, but we want to keep doing these updates just, if nothing else, to let you know we're still on track with what we're doing. A little before that, by August 1st, there's going to be some things that are going to come out. Mrs. Andrews in the office, she'll be sending out a lot of electronic documents and forms related to final registration. Because final registration, we normally have that in the cafeteria. You come in, you fill out all kinds of things. We're not going to do that this year. We're going to do that more virtually. So we'll send the things out to you so you can print them, fill them out, get them back to us, whether you send them back electronically. Mrs. Andrews will have more instructions that go out with that. So we're going to do that so you don't have to come into the school to do that. We think it's a good time to do that just to eliminate gathering and grouping, and also it might be more convenient for everybody as well. So we're going to try that. Also, by August 1st, we are going to come out with a couple of handbooks. We're going to make them available on the Christ the King website. The first handbook is going to be the 2020-2021 Family Handbook. This is kind of the normal handbook that we always make available, but there's going to be a lot of sections in there that may not really apply this year because of COVID-19 and some of the changes we're having to make. So we're going to still publish that handbook, and we're just going to really eliminate those sections that don't apply. Because a second handbook, and we're calling it the School Operating Procedures Through COVID-19 and Remote Learning Handbook, that's going to cover all of the unique procedures and items that are going on this school year. These are things that are very unique to this year only. When things get back to as normal as they can, hopefully next school year, all these things will cease to happen and we'll go back to a normal state here in the school and the normal handbook. But so if you're really looking to see, okay, what's changed, what are the procedures, a lot of these procedures we put out in the last, well, not the last video, but the last email that went with the video. So those will be in there. Updates that we've just made today that will be reflected in those two. All that will be in there so you can really take a look at it. We've been putting that together. It is a massive job. It's like reinventing so many things here in the school. I think we're up to about 16 pages right now. We're going to try to keep it to around 20 pages so you're not really deluged with all kinds of things, that you can really quickly look up things and know what's going on. But that will be coming out as well. And like I said, Mrs. Andrews will be sending out a lot of information about final registration. Then on August 12th, we'll be sending out another school startup video, just to kind of keep you updated on what's going on, if there's any changes, no changes. We'll be getting pretty close to when students are back in the building at that time. Teachers will be back in the building, and we'll be working very hard training, getting ready for all the students. we're going to try to get some teachers to be involved with our video on the 12th of August. Not everybody likes to do videos like we do, but we're going to try to convince them. We have tried to convince Mr. Harkin to be in a video or two already, and he always eludes us. But we're going to keep working on that so we can get some teachers in here so you can kind of see some familiar faces and hear some words from them about the school year starting. We'll also be releasing on August 12th a series of videos that just kind of, they're demonstration videos. What is drop-off going to look like? Where are the students going to go in? What doors? How are they going to process through the doors and the screening stations when they get here? This is a big, big change, and we feel that you need to see this. So we're going to get some volunteers. We're going to do some acting. It probably will be poor acting, but we're going to try. We're going to just simulate cars coming up, people getting out of the cars, going into the doors, what you would do, what they would do, what it would look like. So you have kind of at least a visual of what it's going to look like. So we'll be doing that for preschool. There'll be one for kindergarten through second grade, which is primary, one for third and fourth, one for fifth and sixth, one for seventh and eighth, because believe it or not, all of these different grade levels will be coming in different doors. It's a way of keeping the grouping down, speeding up the process of everybody getting into the building, getting a mask, getting screened. We want to make that as seamless and as quick as we possibly can, so that's why there'll be a lot of different doors and a lot of things happening that way. So we feel that you got to see it so you kind of know what to do, or at least have an idea of what to do on that first day and then beyond. And then on August 19th, that will be our final school startup video before the start of the school year. So we're just going to review a lot of stuff, go over things that you really need to know last minute, and you'll also see that we're really excited, and we may have other teachers involved in that one too, because we're not just the ones excited about the kids coming back. The teachers are too. And we have had so many teachers in this building preparing, training already on so many things, taking the lead on organizing training for different things. And we're both so impressed by our staff so far, jumping in, doing so many things already. It's just really amazing to see. And it's really going to pay off, because when the kids start back, we will be ready, and it's going to be a great year. Despite all the things that we have to do and all the precautions that we have to take, we're going to have a good year, and we know that. There is a lot of uncertainty. We know that. It causes a lot of stress. It causes anxiety. We know you're probably suffering from this or going through this, experiencing it. We know your kids are. We know they may when they start back. We're going to have things in place to kind of assist you, assist them with this. We want things to be as smooth as possible, and we all had to come together to make that happen. We are a strong, strong school team. We need your help in so many ways next school year, not only with the volunteers, but just your support, just your encouragement. It's going to be hard for our teachers. It's going to be hard for our staff. It's going to be hard for the students. So as much positive as we can put out there, as much as we can band together and support each other, we just need that. The precautions we're taking, we're just trying to keep everybody safe. And it's truly an act of charity to protect each other and to really keep one another safe and to look out for the needs of others. And so that's what we just need to all do. It really does align with our Catholic faith, because as Catholics, that's what we do. That's just what we do as Catholics, is we care for each other, we care for others, we look out, we try to help, we come together, and we just want to be that strong Christ the King school community next year, and we know we can do that. We know it's all of us working together that will make that possible. So we'll conclude our video. It's probably a little bit of a long one today, but we had a lot of information to share with you. Thank you very much for joining in. Just know that along with this video, there will be a summary, a written email attachment that will go out as well, that will summarize a lot of the things that we have talked about, pretty much everything, maybe a little additional details that maybe we didn't quite talk about in it. But please look at that as well, and we thank you as always for all your support. Please stay safe. Have a great rest of the summer. We're going to communicate some more with you, but enjoy the summer. We're trying to. We're in here working, but we're still getting out and enjoying the summer. It really is kind of a nice time of the year, but please relax, spend some family time, and God bless. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.